Hello, my lovely listeners, and welcome back to The Lovely Podcast. I'm Leah, your host, here to explore the stories and topics that touch our hearts, minds, and yes, our desires. Today, we're diving into a subject that's as essential as it is fascinating: sexuality and fulfillment. It's a conversation about embracing who we are, understanding our needs, and unlocking the secrets to deeper connections with others and with ourselves. I'm absolutely thrilled to be joined by my dear friend Sarah today. Sarah has a unique way of creating safe and meaningful spaces to talk about love, intimacy, and everything in between. Together, we're going to explore the intricacies of what it means to feel truly fulfilled, from breaking down societal taboos to sharing personal insights and actionable advice. So, grab your favourite drink, find a comfy spot, and get ready for an enlightening, empowering, and, of course, lovely conversation. Let's open the door to understanding ourselves on a deeper level. Did you know that there are over 20 different types of orgasms? Today, we're diving into the often taboo world of sexual health and spirituality. And trust me, it's about to get eye-opening.
Wow, I had no idea there were so many. That's fascinating. What else did you learn about this topic?
Well, it turns out that achieving these different types of orgasms requires specific techniques that are quite different from what we see in pornography. Dr. Susan Bratton, a renowned sex expert, emphasizes that many people are unaware of the full range of sexual experiences available to them. Her journey into sexual education began after struggling with her own sexual fulfillment in marriage.
That's really interesting. It's amazing how common these struggles are, even though we don't often talk about them openly. Did Dr. Bratton mention any specific issues that people commonly face?
Oh, absolutely. For women, she notes that there's often a feeling of guilt or shame around their libido. Men, on the other hand, frequently face concerns about performance and erectile dysfunction. But here's the key, Dr. Bratton stresses that open communication between partners is essential for resolving these issues and achieving a fulfilling sexual relationship.
That makes so much sense. I mean, communication is crucial in all aspects of a relationship, so why should sex be any different? Did she offer any specific strategies for improving communication?
She did. And one of the most interesting was the concept of erotic playdates. These are intimate moments that focus on connection and exploration without the pressure of intercourse. It's all about slowing down and really being present with your partner. You know, so many couples rush through sex because they're tired or stressed, but Dr. Bratton suggests that taking time to explore each other's bodies and communicate openly can dramatically enhance the experience.
Oh, I love that idea. It's like creating a designated time and space for intimacy and connection. Did she have any other suggestions for keeping things fresh in long-term relationships?
Yeah, she actually had a really fun suggestion: creating a sex life bucket list. It's essentially a list of new sexual experiences or fantasies that you and your partner want to try together. It's a great way to maintain variety and novelty, which Dr. Bratton says is crucial for maintaining desire in long-term relationships.
That's such a clever idea. I can see how it would help couples stay connected and keep that spark alive. You mentioned earlier that Dr. Bratton ties sexuality to spirituality. Can you elaborate on that?
Absolutely. Dr. Bratton views sexuality as a holistic experience that encompasses not just the physical, but also the emotional and spiritual aspects of our being. She talks about practices like tantric sex, which involves mindfulness and deep connection with your partner. It's about being fully present in the moment and treating the sexual act as a form of meditation or spiritual practice.
That's really profound. It's not something we often think about, but I can see how sex could be a deeply spiritual experience for many people.
Exactly. And you know what's really interesting? Dr. Bratton also emphasizes the importance of self-love and self-acceptance as a foundation for a healthy sex life. It's not just about pleasing your partner. It's about understanding and accepting your own desires and needs.
That's so important. I feel like there's often a lot of shame and guilt associated with sexuality, especially for women. How does Dr. Bratton suggest people overcome these negative feelings?
Well, she really advocates for a shift in perspective. She encourages people to embrace their sexual desires without shame, emphasizing that it's okay, and even important, to prioritize our own pleasure and satisfaction. It's all about empowering individuals and couples to take charge of their sexual health.
That's such a powerful message. It's not just about better sex, it's about better relationships, better self-understanding, and overall well-being, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's really about holistic health and happiness. And I think that's why her work resonates with so many people. It's not just about having better orgasms, although that's certainly part of it. It's about deepening our connections, understanding ourselves better, and living more fulfilling lives overall.
You know, listening to all of this, I can't help but think about how transformative this information could be for so many people. Do you think this kind of open approach to sexuality could have broader impacts on society?
Oh, without a doubt. When we're more comfortable with our own sexuality and more open in our communication about it, it can lead to healthier relationships overall. And healthier relationships can contribute to a healthier society. Plus, breaking down the taboos around discussing sex could lead to better sex education and potentially even reduce issues like sexual violence.
Those are some really profound potential impacts. It's amazing how something as personal as our sex lives can have such far-reaching effects.
Exactly. And you know what else I find fascinating? The way Dr. Bratton incorporates modern technology into her teachings. She's not just talking about traditional techniques. She's also open to the use of sex toys and other aids to enhance pleasure and intimacy.
Oh, that's interesting. I can see how that might be a bit controversial for some people. How does she suggest approaching that topic with a partner?
Well, it all comes back to open communication. She encourages couples to have honest conversations about their desires and curiosities. It's about creating a safe space where both partners feel comfortable expressing their wants and needs without judgment. And she emphasizes that using toys or other aids isn't about replacing your partner. It's about enhancing the experience for both of you.
That makes a lot of sense. It's all about exploration and mutual pleasure, right?
Exactly. And, as we're wrapping up, I think that's really the key takeaway from all of this. Whether it's trying new techniques, exploring spiritual practices, or incorporating toys, the most important thing is to approach your sex life with openness, curiosity, and a willingness to communicate.
Well, this has certainly been an eye-opening conversation. I feel like we've only scratched the surface of this topic. Any final thoughts?
You're right. We could talk about this for hours. I guess if there's one thing I hope our listeners take away from this, it's that our sex lives are an important part of our overall health and happiness. It's not frivolous or unimportant. It's a key component of our well-being that deserves time, attention, and care. And remember, it's never too late to start exploring and improving this area of our lives.
That's so true. Whether you're single, in a new relationship, or have been with your partner for decades, there's always room for growth and new experiences.
Absolutely. Well, listeners, we hope this conversation has given you some food for thought. Remember, it's okay to be curious, to ask questions, and to prioritize your sexual health and happiness. Here's to more open, honest conversations about sex and intimacy.
And remember, if you want to learn more about Dr. Susan Bratton's work or explore some of the concepts we've discussed today, there are plenty of resources available. Don't be afraid to do your own research and start your own journey of sexual exploration and fulfillment.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Lovely Podcast. Until next time, stay curious, stay open, and keep exploring.